At this place in history, we're in Brandon, Vermont, with the executive director of the Vermont Historical Society, Steve Perkins. And Steve, it kind of looks like we're standing out in front of a field. What are we doing here?
So it looks like a field, but this is actually the staging area for the Forestdale Ironworks. And so we're in the village of Forestdale in the town of Brandon. So really cool. We're going to talk a bit about the iron industry in Vermont. I think when most people think of iron industry, they think of probably Pittsburgh or West Virginia, but we had quite a thriving little industry here in Vermont. So Amanda, we're standing in front of the blast furnace, or what remains of it, here at the Forestdale Ironworks. And Blaine Cliver, who is a retired architect with the National Park Service, is going to tell us more about this foundry, how it works, what we're looking at.
Well, it was started, the furnace here, in about 1823. Royal Blake was the name of the iron master whose house is across the street. And it produced stoves and other cast iron objects for sale and whatnot. Of course, a lot of people were heading west and they carried them with them. Towards the 1850s, it was bought by the Green Mountain Iron Company. It operated for about another 5 to 10 years and then went out of business. After the Civil War, they started it up again, trying to use anthracite coal, and it didn't pan out because of the way the chimneys built. It went out of business shortly after that, and nothing's been done since then. You can see back up here, there's a stone wall at the top of the slope. From there was a charging bridge that went across, and on the field up above would be the staging area for the fuel and the ore. And it was brought across and dumped down at the top of the furnace. Down here at the bottom was a bellows, which was operated by rods that went up and down in these pieces of iron that are sticking out with the slots. The wheel pit, the wheel turned, and eventually the action operated the rods. Of course, this would blow a great deal of air coming in to the furnace at the bottom. The air comes up, the fuel goes down, and the flame, the fuel, of course, was charcoal, and the heat then melted the iron ore.
We're learning how to smelt iron at this place in history.